today I will be talking about the story of the Jewish monarchy and the history of ancient Israel. Okay, now let's get started. So, at first, the Jewish nation they had no kings, but God was all of a sudden He was like, "Hey, Moses, I want this to be a monarchy. That's what I want. So you got to make that happen." And Moses was like, "I can't be a king. I'm just your humble servant." And God was like, "Well, you gotta find a king then. If you're not gonna do it, find someone else." And so, but for a long time, for a really long time, the whole Jewish nation was just run by judges and prophets. And but then Moses, he had a little intuition in his head. He's like, "I got a feeling in my head that there will be a king. I see a king in Jude is in the future." And so he's like, "Everybody, people, you got to keep your eyes peeled for a king, anyone." Okay, and then in 880 BCE, the people, they were getting tired of being only run by the judges and the prophets. So they found this guy, Samuel, and he was a prophet, and they were like, "Hey, you're gonna be the one to choose our king, the king of Israel." And so then they told God, they were like, "Hey, so is this okay? We found Samuel, the prophet, and he's gonna be the one. He's gonna find our king." And God was like, "No, that's not actually okay at all with me. You guys are just giving up and finding someone else to do your work." But then Samuel came in, he interrupted God, and he was like, "No, you know what? I'll give in. I'll give in to your pleas, and I will find you a king. But I'm gonna warn you, monarchies, they're not all puppies and rainbows. Okay? There's some hard parts of it too." But then this guy named Saul from the tribe of Benjamin came in, and he was like, "Where is my donkey? Guys, I lost my donkey. I don't know where my donkey is. I'm looking for my donkey." And then Samuel is like, "You know what? You're a pretty cool dude. I like you. You're going to be the king of Israel. Forget about your donkey. You're the king now, so you don't got to worry about that." Saul was like, "Yeah, okay, that's fine. Cool." Oh, and then after Saul started to rule, he had a great start. He was doing great in the beginning, but then God was mad at him because he did not completely carry through his task to wipe out all possible traces of the Amalek, which was the biggest enemy of Israel. Okay, so after that, God was he was mad at Saul. So he was like, "Samuel, Saul's not the dude. He's not doing his job, okay? So, I want you to anoint a young shepherd named David." And so David was going to rule after Saul was long gone. So, but Saul continued to rule, but God didn't like Saul. He liked David. And so Saul was jealous, and he was hated by many people. But David had faith in God much more than Saul did. And so that carried him through tough times, and that ended up having David shape and form the Psalms, which was a very good thing. And David, he was like, "Here, I'm going to build my own royal palace." And then after he did that, he's like, "I also want to make a beautiful home for God, and it would also hold the Ark of the Covenant." And God was like, "You know what, David, you can't be the one to do this, but your son can. Your son Solomon will build the temple." And so Solomon did. He reigned over Israel's golden age, and God was like, "Here, Solomon, here's a lot of wisdom, here's fame, here's power, all for you." And as God had promised Solomon's father, David, Solomon definitely did build a home for God in Jerusalem, the first holy temple.